स्वागत गरिसक्नुभयो तर फेरि पनि म तपाईँलाई स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। अनि विशेष गरी कतिवटा कन्फ्युजनको कुराहरू हुन्छ होइन। अब अस्ट्रेलियामा धेरै बजारमा विभिन्न कुराहरू हुन्छ अनि त्यो कुरामा सिटिएस केयरले पनि पुरै रिसर्च गरिकन यहाँ यो तपाईँहरूको माइन्डमा एउटा कुरा के पनि राख्नु भन्दाखेरि कुनै कन्सल्टेन्सी पनि होइन होइन, डाइरेक्ट तपाईँले गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ क्या यो थ्रु है। यसमा तपाईँलाई कुनै पनि अगाडि नै पे गर्नुपर्ने विभिन्न कुराहरू हुन्छ, त्यो चाहिँ बिस्तारै पछि हुँदै जान्छ। कतिजनाको त अफर लेटर पनि 1 दिन 2 दिनमै आएको थियो भाइहरूको कतिजना। सो सिटिएस केयरको चाहिँ एउटा ड्रिम हो, एउटा सपना हो कि हाम्रो ट्रेनिङ सेन्टरमा ट्रेनिङ लिइसकेको स्टुडेन्टहरूले चाहिँ जब प्लेसमेन्ट होस् होइन। किनकि धेरैजनाको के उद्देश्य हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि ट्रेनिङ लिइसकेपछि काम गर्न थालेपछि, काम गर्न सिकिसकेपछि चाहिँ राम्रो ठाउँमा जब प्लेस होइन भइदिएको होस् भन्ने सबैजनाको चाहना हुन्छ। अनि यो कुराहरू चाहिँ हामीले धेरै वर्ष अगाडिदेखिको योजनाहरू पनि हो क्या है। तपाईँलाई यो कुरा गर्न चाहन्छु, धेरै वर्ष अगाडिदेखिको योजना हो। हामीले कुनै पनि कुराहरू गर्न सक्थ्यौँ होला सर्ट टर्ममा, हामीले खोजेर यताउति होइन पैसै कमाउनुको उद्देश्यले विभिन्न कुराहरू गर्थ्यौँ होला। तर धेरै वर्षसम्मको रिसर्चहरू गरेर होइन, इभन मेरै फ्यामिलीहरू कतिजना अस्ट्रेलियामा हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँहरूलाई पनि भनेर त्यहाँको कस्तो छ इन्भाइरोमेन्ट सबै कुराहरू चेक गरिकन चाहिँ हामीले यसमा अझै पनि प्रोसेसिङमै छ यो कुराहरू होइन। अझै पनि हामीले काम गरिरहेका छौँ विषयमा। अनि तपाईँहरूलाई पनि यो कुराहरू क्लियरिफिकेसन होस् कि तपाईँहरूले के कुरामा हात हाल्दै हुनुहुन्छ, कुन कुरामा जाँदै हुनुहुन्छ। किन भन्दाखेरि कतिवटा कन्सल्टेन्सीहरूले तपाईँको कन्सल्टेन्सीहरूले नै ठगिरहेको हुन्छ होइन। तर कतिवटा चाहिँ कन्सल्टेन्सी नै ठगियाइमा परिन्छ क्या, बुझ्नुभयो नि। अब अस्ट्रेलियाको ठाउँ त्यो ठाउँको अब परिवेशहरू सबै कुराहरू देखेर एकैचोटि कन्सल्टेन्सी खोलेको हुँदैन। कतिवटा उतैबाट पनि यता फेक भइकन अथवा स्क्यामहरू भइरहेको हुन्छ। यो कुराहरू चाहिँ तपाईँहरू क्लियर हुनुपर्छ होइन। यो कुराहरूमा चाहिँ तपाईँहरू क्लियर हुनुपर्छ। म तपाईँलाई एउटा कुरा के भन्न चाहन्छु भने एज अ म्यानेजिङ डिरेक्टर यो संस्थाको म पनि हरेक कुराहरू यो संस्थाहरू जबसम्म सबै कुराहरू प्रोसेस भइरहेको छ, सबै कुराहरू लिगली भइसकेपछि मात्र म यहाँ आबद्ध भएको। नभए म त्यत्तिकै आउँदिनँ। अलरेडी म सोसल मिडियामा अलरेडी मेरो आफ्नै प्रोफाइल पनि छ। त्यो भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि म यहाँबाट आइसकेपछि यहाँ पनि राम्रो प्रोफाइल होस् होइन, यहाँ पनि राम्रो कुराहरू सोसल मिडियामा आउने गर्दाखेरि भन्ने कुराहरूले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ सबै कुराहरू चाहिँ सिटिएस केयरले यस एजुकेसनमा तपाईँहरूको साइड बाई साइड तपाईँहरूसँग यात्रा गर्नको लागि चाहिँ सिटिएस केयरले गर्नुपर्ने दायित्व कुराहरूमा है त्यो कुराहरू म भन्न चाहन्छु। सबै कुराहरू क्लियरिफिकेसन भएर नै अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ होइन। स्क्यामहरू भइरहेको छ, तपाईँहरूले यो कुरा काउन्सिलिङमा पनि तपाईँले सिक्नु भएको होला। र हाम्रो उद्देश्य भनेको यहाँबाट कन्सल्टेन्सीको कामहरू गर्नु होइन, तपाईँले डाइरेक्ट कनेक्सन होस्। इभन ट्रान्जेक्सनको कुराहरूदेखि लिएर हरेक कुराहरूमा, पेमेन्टको कुराहरूमा होइन सिटिएस केयरले होइन कन्सल्टेन्सीको उद्देश्यले अथवा अर्निङ गर्ने बिजनेस गर्ने उद्देश्यले अस्ति तपाईँहरूबाट मजाले लिइसकेको हुन्थ्यो होइन। मजाले तपाईँहरूलाई कहाँ के गर्नुपर्ने जनाइसकेको हुन्थ्यो। यो कुरामा स्टिल हामी तपाईँहरूलाई विश्वासयोग्य बनाउनुको लागि स्टिल तपाईँहरूको कोही मान्छे उता छ भने पनि ट्रान्जेक्सनको कुराहरू त्यो अनुसार तपाईँले डाइरेक्ट इन्कम गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भन्ने उद्देश्यले चाहिँ हामीले विशेष गरी त हामीले आफ्नो स्टुडेन्टहरूको लागि गरिरहेका छौँ होइन। जब यहाँ ट्रेनिङ लिएपछि उनीहरू त्यहाँ गएर जब प्लेसमेन्ट विशेष गरी त त्यो उद्देश्य थियो। तर गएर उनीहरूसँग अब कुराहरू गर्दै गर्दाखेरि उनीहरूले धेरै कुराहरू डिमान्ड गर्यो, धेरै कुराहरू माग गर्यो, हामीले यो कुराहरू चाहिँ कभरेज गरेको सबैको लागि कभरेज गर्यो। त्यो भएको कारणले म यही उत्साह गर्न चाहन्छु तपाईँहरू क्लियरिफिकेसन क्लियर भइकन तपाईँहरू यो कुरामा अगाडि बढ्नुहोस् होइन। अनि त्यसको लागि सिटिएस फुल्ली तपाईँहरूलाई सहायता गर्न तयार छ र हामी पनि त्यो कुराहरूमा अगाडि तत्पर हामी गरिरहेको छौँ। म यही कुरा चाहन्छु यो समयले पनि
Now we will meet our partners. Christine Russell, Christine Russell is the CEO for GeSS Australia. So Sanjit Mukherjee, he is an Indian. One CEO of GeSS Australia partnership. He is the one can be made. Later, Dharna has also come. Dharna त्यहाँको मार्केटिङ हो है तपाईँहरूलाई जति पनि अब भाउचरहरू ल्याउनु पर्ने तपाईँहरूको रेजिस्ट्रेसन सबै उहाँले गर्नुहुन्छ सो सिनियर्स को हुन्छ यहाँ भन्ने कुरा एन्ड नाउ सुन आवर हेड नर्स फ्रम गेस जसको नाम चाहिँ हो सुसेन दुबैटी यु अल्सो बी जोइनिङ है सर्टली सो लेट्स कनेक्ट विथ देम अनि अब चाहिँ तपाईँहरूलाई केही क्वेरी छ भने यु आर फ्री टु आस्क देम हामीलाई सोध्नु पर्दैन वी आर जस्ट क्रिएटिङ अ पाइपलाइन यु क्यान डाइरेक्टली आस्क देम ठिक छ कसैलाई केही क्वेरी छ भने हात उठाउने यु क्यान आस्क देम इजी गाह्रो मान्नु पर्दैन इफ तपाईँहरूलाई इङ्ग्लिस आउँदैन भन्नुहुन्छ भने आई क्यान बी अ ट्रान्सलेटर फर यु है ओके हेलो Hello. Hello, Christine. Hello. Hi, Darna. Welcome. Hi, Darna. Nice to see you. Hi, Tiger. You too. You've got a big crowd there. Yeah, me too, actually. Yeah, sure. I think we should start by introducing yourself, okay? Everyone can. Hi, Prasanji, welcome. Let's start by introducing yourself to the crowd, and then they have certain queries that they will ask you. Hopefully, we can answer them, all right? So, Prasanji, I want to start with you. Can you start?
Thank you, Melissa. My name is I'm and I am CEO. I'm working with GeSS, but designation as CEO for GeSS Education Leadership. And I look after student counseling, take care of you all, and welcome you to GeSS Education so we can pave your path from Nepal to Australia, giving you clarity and the impact. So clarity is understanding what exactly you do, and the impact is your placement and your career and well-settled future in Australia for you, your future, and your parents. So in short, that's what I am. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Christine, go on.
Christine Russell, I'm the founder and managing director of GeSS Education. So that's it all, I suppose. This was my brainwave when it comes to being passionate about bringing people to Australia to work. All of our courses that we deliver people who want domestic students and international students on Gold Coast is all about employment. The only courses we put on to deliver lead to employment or pathway into university. We're proudly packaged partners with universities, and we proudly are opening our own HDL facility on the 1st of November this year. And that's how passionate we are about bringing to Australia. It's such a well sought after position to be personal care workers in Australia. We're desperately needing staff. So that gives us dedicated training and very much qualified. And I won't steal all this thunder from Susan because Susan is our director for employment and pathways, and she's the one that also providers such as what want to group facility. So for our Asian care business is home care. In Australia, most people want to live in their own home as long as possible. I know I do. So that's me for the moment, and then I'll pass you over to Susan.
Hello everybody, yes. My name is Susan Doherty and I'm Director of Employment and Pathways. When people say to me, what do you do for a living? I say, I make people's dreams come true. And I have a big smile on my head about that because I can honestly say that, well, in the last couple of months, all of our students who have been placed into their work placement as part of their program, 100% of them have been offered employment as part of their placement. But also, it's quite interesting to have a look at, there is such a skill shortage in Australia for people in these roles. And what I have also found out over the last couple of weeks is that especially that applies to males. At the moment, our females are getting lots and lots of wonderful, but the men are actually getting even more job offers each person. So the more students we can have coming in to take care of our elderly, the better. We do have some very strict requirements for placement, but there is some flexibility. Some people don't like to have COVID vaccinations, for example. Well, that's more adapt to home care. If you have all of the things that are required as far as vaccinations and police checks and a range of others, facility care is also available. So very different areas, but certainly there is a massive skill shortage in both of those areas, and we are very thankful to have you on board to be able to go down that career journey. So thank you very much. I'll hand it over to Donna.
Hi, a very good morning to you all. My name is Dharna, and as Prasanjit discussed about his roles and responsibility, so it is almost the same what we both share. And we take care of admissions, and we make sure that all the trainings of the students is being taken care of nicely. And like if you have any concerns, you can come back to us after your admission is done. We take care of admissions as well here. And I am the COO of South Asia.
Thank you, Jinky. Okay. So I would like again to request Prasanjit to explain them what we are actually going on, like our courses, the fees structure and everything, so that it will be more clear to them.
Okay. First of all, I also hope that everyone's family, you are all safe and sound in Nepal. Everything is going good with your families and yourselves. And I just pray that Nepal stands up again as soon as possible. So a little brief about what aged care and what we have been doing is we were contacted by Australia, which is a part of the Australian High Commission back in 2023. Then we were asked if we could support, training individuals in South Asia in aged care and disability support and having them placed in Australia. So Christine, Suze, and I, we jumped into it, we dived into it, we did our research, we spoke to our partners, our RTO partners, and our employment partners in Australia, and we came up with a proposition wherein we would partner only with institutions in India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. We will not work with any agents. It has to be a whole soul institution. So in 2024, we started our first set of cohorts, I think 4 or 5 cohorts. That's what we started in 2024 in India. And we have gone through the entire training program with them, which was about 6 months, 9 months. And then we helped them to get up with their interviews, with resume preparation, doing the mock drills and getting the recorded interviews done, and then giving them to our employers, our sponsors, to select them. And then the entire file goes to our migration lawyer for the visa. So in all, it has been very successful operations in India. And we have been awarded our first cohort of about 10 students we applied for their visas. And all 10 visas were sanctioned by the Australian High Commission. and these students are right now undergoing their medical. So once their medical is done, we will have them come over to Australia by, I think, December, if it's right, Christine, November. So November, December, all these 10 students will hit the ground in Australia in different aged care facilities to start working and making up their career. So we wanted to enter Nepal, but we were not getting a breakthrough. So once we were approached by Citi, we had done a complete verification of everything, and we found Citi Aged Care absolutely to our marks and standards. So we signed up and we partnered to start our first cohort from 3rd of November this year. So the entire process, what's going to be for you all, is it's going to be a 9 months, I think, Christine? Yeah, 12 months. 12 months. It's going to be a complete 12-month program for Citi students, wherein you will be trained by our trainers on particular modules that we will share with you on our LMS once you actually join the program. And while you are being trained, we will have Sue and her team. So we have a person in India supporting Dharma known as Manan. So Manan will actually work with you all in getting your resumes done, your CV done, and preparing you for the interviews. So our sponsors, our employers in Australia, they have given us the permission to get recorded interviews done with our students. And if we are satisfied and everything is okay, they can go and we can present the recorded interviews to our employers. Now, before we get to that part, while you are training and the last part of your training, you will need to do a mandatory 120 hours of work placement that has to be signed off before we apply for your actual visa. So your training for 12 months, your 120 hours of work placement signed off, all your logbooks signed off, your interviews done, your mock drills done, and the actual recorded interview is done. And we get your sponsorship letters from our sponsorship. Then the entire package, the entire bundle will go to our migration lawyer in Brisbane, who will then get in touch with you all and will go through your documents if you have any doubts. We'll check your documents for your genuinity, and once everything is clear, we will then start lodging your visas. Once your visas are lodged, once we get the confirmation, then again you will have to go through the medical process. And once everything is done, you will actually get the visa sanctioned to you, and then we invite you to come to Australia and start on your future here. Have I missed anything, Christine?
Oh, you've done very well, Tiger. I suppose the only I can add there is for the first 9 months, it is very much about training and making sure that you focus on your studies. So you will have a virtual class with our trainer and assessor from Australia. And then the teachers at Citi will be supporting you with further classes there. Okay. So we want to ensure that you are completely trained to the standard that we need for Australia. So that's our most important thing. I think the only other thing is the standout students, we will be offering employment contracts straight away with our aged care and disability organisation, because that this is why we're doing this. So therefore, we have a nice pipeline of staff. We will have the ability to put you anywhere in Australia except for Perth at the moment. So we've got in Brisbane, also Northern Territory and Sunshine Coast Way, but mainly Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Canberra. So we will be able to, wherever you want to go, you just need to tell us. And yeah, I think you covered most things.
Once we start the interview process, because what we did in India is Christine, Susan, our RTO partner, Lance, myself, we all traveled to the institution. we meet students face to face, and then we prepare you on a set of guidelines. We definitely ask you your suggestions, where would you want yourself to get placed. And some of you may be married, some of you might have children. You have several questions that can I bring my spouse? Can I bring my child? So we will help and guide you and maneuver you guys with all those aspects on a later stage and tell you what's best and how best can you apply for the visa so you get the sanctions done. Please remember, this is not a student visa. It's a completely different set of visa. So the rules and regulations that fall for a student visa does not apply for a 482 visa. The only reason why we chose to work only with institutions and not agents is agents have a tendency to give false information to students. So I have now received questions. Christine receives calls and messages, students asking whether financials are required for the visa, what documents are required, because agents don't guide students in the best possible way. So unlike a student visa, there are no financial documents required from you because you are being sponsored by a sponsor in Australia under subclass 482. So separate kind of visa. All you need is the training, our certification, 12 months, 120 hours of work placement, all logbooks signed, interviews prepared, the mock interviews done, the actual live interview recorded, and then the entire package goes to our migration lawyer, who is going to be your God, in fact. It's the guy there who will speak to you, guide you, take the documents, lodge the visa, and be in coordination with you. So obviously, Christine, Suze, me, Dharna, Mayan, Manan, we are all part of this team. Manisha is there. You can have a question, you can ask us, you can call Manisha, you can talk to her, and we will then help you. Now, since Manisha, you asked me to talk about the fees, I think the fees part was very clear that we had sent the offer letter to all students. It is very clearly mentioned. I will just reiterate that once again. So your total fees is 22,200 Australian dollars, and your deposit. So once those of you who have signed the offer letter and sent us, or we have sent you an offer letter, our finance department has sent your first deposit invoice of 6,200 Australian dollars. So that is what you need to pay before the 3rd of November. I think, the due dates given by us and Manisha is 13th of October to start this, to get your 6,200 deposit done. After you pay the 6,200 deposit, your balance is about 16,000 Australian dollars, which we plan to give, an installment to you, which is in your, that's the second installment of 3,000, third installment of 3,000, fourth installment of 3,000, and then 2 installments of 1,250 each. So that comprises your complete 22,200 fees for the course that includes the placement. After all this is done, there is a migration lawyer fees, which is I think 1,500. That you pay at the time of getting your placements done to the migration lawyer. So this is exactly mentioned on your offer letter. You can have a look into it. The exact timelines are given. We need to pay the fees, and that's it. Anything else that you want to know?
I think the only other thing, Tiger, was that we only deal with the 482 visa if it leads to permanent residency.
Permanent residency.
If you work for our aged care business, 40, if you're there 2 years with the same employer, you can then apply for your 186 PR visa. And then that will take another year to finalise, but it just means that that employer has you for 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's why it's an advantage coming from offshore in that respect. While it does cost the employer a lot more money to employ somebody from offshore, they have that staff member for 3 years. Whereas a lot of staff here in Australia, the domestic staff, the local staff, tend to go from one place to another.
That's what it is, you know. And it is also seen in South Asian students, students from India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Africa. They join an office and they work for 2-3 months and then they vanish. So, you need to be very careful and very observant of this fact that the sponsors are actually, investing a lot of Australian dollars on you to get you from offshore because the talent is not available onshore. That is why the government has given a stipulated salary package that needs to be offered to all these employees. So it is not that one employee gets 30,000, one employee gets 50, the other gets 70. No, it's almost equal to all employees. It's a standard government rule. So respect you to work with them and for at least to see that you are good, you're doing your work properly, then absolutely they would not allow you to go away and they will sponsor you for the PR as well. So that makes you, Suze?
I was just going to say, one thing that is also very important. I mean, we want to place you with an employer that you both are very happy with each other. Australia is a very, very big place, and some of you may already have some family here in Australia. So if that is the case, please let us know, and we will try our best to provide you with an employer that perhaps is, close to family and friends that you have here in Australia, so that you have got that extra support when you arrive. But yes, Australia is a very, very big place, and that's why we do have such a shortage in the industry. But we would certainly like to pair you up with an employer that is most suited to you and possibly your family.
And a disclaimer there to what Susan said. We will definitely take your suggestions if you have a family member wherever in Australia, but please do not take it for granted that you will end up with an opportunity there. So what happens is when we start sharing resumes, say for example, some of you want to stay in Sydney, or some of you want to have a family member in Canberra, and you give us that option. We will try for Sydney, Canberra, but in that interim, we may have an opportunity coming down from Victoria. And then, it's a good opportunity. So you should not say no, you should take it. So at least start working there, show your attitude, show your, perseverance there. And maybe that employer who recruits you might have an opportunity later on in Canberra and Sydney and may transfer you there. But it is always the first come. You get an offer, you accept it. Do not hold it till the time, we find you or we're able to get you some in your preferred destination. So that's what we suggested our students in India. They have taken the suggestions and now they're all coming to Australia. So it's very good, exciting times for us. And it's going to be exciting times for all of you in Nepal as well.
And one thing that's really promising in relation to coming to Australia, you do not have to hand over your passport with other countries. Like when I heard that first time, I was horrified to think that people were sending their sons and daughters to a country that would then hold their passport for the 3 years that they had their employment contract. That does not happen in Australia at all. We're all very independent and very highly democratic society.
As long as you are committed, because we are committed, the employer is committed to bringing you in Australia. That's why they are spending that huge money on you. So we expect you work with that employer, you give your 100%, and then your future is good. If students run away, they vanish off, then it's difficult to sustain that visa because the employer just might, cancel it. And also, Susan, maybe you can just touch up this point that we have always been discussing. Some students, you just may not want to stick with your, desired hours of work that the employer gives you. You might want to work a little extra, maybe for the weekends, maybe if they have an opportunity in the evenings or the national holidays. So you can have that. Susan can explain that better in terms of some more extra money for you guys if you want.
Well, certainly, if you are doing placements here in Australia, you would do that, and you're doing extra, they would pay you. But once you actually have completed your qualification and you come over here to Australia, it actually puts you on a higher pay rate, number one. If you were working during the day, Monday to Friday, you're usually looking at around the $45,000 mark, but or $45, I should say. $45. Sorry about that. Yeah, but if you are working in the evenings, doing a night shift, there is penalty rates. So we say time and a half or time and 3/4. If you work on a public holiday, it's double time and a half. So the money that you can make by doing extra hours or working weekends or working evenings, you can actually look at pulling your salary.
Yeah, that's $45 per hour and up from there. But always, we tell our students to be very mindful of the fact that you are coming on a 482 on a specific hours of work in a week. So you need to keep your mind, brain, body intact so you are actually able to work for that, what you have been brought to Australia. And then, the evenings, the nights, the holidays, they're all open to you as long as you can take it efficiently and mindfully.
And I think on average, a personal care worker will earn $80,000 in a year.
Easily.
And
Easily.
With some overtime in it.
Yeah. So Manisha, I think that's all from us. That's anything else that you want us to touch upon, and maybe we can take some questions if they have.
Yeah, sure.
What is the Hello.
Manisha, how many students are there in this room? How many students are there in that room? About 30? And do we have other 23 students who we have already given the offers? Do we have those 23 there? All right, beautiful. So apart from these 23 who have the offers, we have 7 more who are keen to join. Oh, that's a lovely room. Age limits for what is the applicant's age? 36 is good to go. See, because 36 is the maximum age limit is 45, but we want to keep it a little early. That's 36, 37, 38. So by the time they finish the program, get the job, go to the visa, they shouldn't cross that age limit. 36 is good enough age to come.
Know that country training is not valid for Australia. I was
In country or offshore?
Offshore in country.
Someone here wants to know if she's an applicant and already has an offer letter. She has a query. She's asking when she researched, she got to know that offshore training is not valid. Is it true?
Placement.
No, see, when he says absolutely false, it's not true.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why I started my pitch saying that we partnered with institutions and not agents. So agents give this information that valid and not valid, this and that, because we have testimony, because we have already visas with us from India. And they did the same program, they did and got placed, and they're coming to Australia. So absolutely no problem with that. And this is and we have been working with Australia, and this is the need of the hour. Australia need employers.
Tiger, I've been in Manisha, if I could just explain a little bit about the qualification itself and even the visa process. Even if Department of Home Affairs have any issue with the qualification that they have, they would then just recommend it for ANMAC to actually approve it. So it's called a skills test. And when they do a skills test, they look at how did the person do this Australian qualification. If they did a qualification with some dodgy provider over a 1 month period, no face-to-face, just online, then they would not get approved. And this is why our program is run over anywhere from 6 months to 12 months with our countries. But this one for 12 months. We have face-to-face classes via virtual classes. We send our trainer and assessors to Nepal to check on the students to make sure that they're doing everything correctly as per the Australian standards. So, as I said, in most cases, and we have already seen this with our students from India and Philippines and PNG, they have not had to go through the skills test. However, a skills test is not what you think it is. It is just ANMAC, which is our Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council. They are just looking at what is your qualification and how is it delivered.
Anyone else? Does anyone have any query? Any additional queries about
Excuse me.
fees, about payment, whatever? You can ask whatever. Okay?
What is the security about visa? After the class, after finishing your education, you can get visa or?
So they want to talk about or know about the surety of foreign education after taking this course. I think this is the majority of the query and both have. This is it from them. What they have to say. We have already explained from our side, but still, if you have query, we will clear it out. Okay, Christine.
Can I just add? Yeah, Christine. Okay.
I think to add there is the most important thing about applying for a 482 visa is you have to have the employment contract. You have to have an employer sponsor you. So this is why our program is so unique in that we are there for you to get the employment contract. So there are other providers that are offering things that are very cheap for a very short time, and most of them don't even offer the work placement. That is because they won't find the employer. So, for example, we have other people that we work with that are other migration lawyers. I spoke to one the other day. She has 5,000 people on her recruitment list. So that's 5,000 people that can come on a 482, but they're just on a list. So nobody is out there pushing them towards the employer. They are just on a list. So therefore, just by chance, they might send a spreadsheet out to a provider and they go, choose the ones that, look all right. Their name sounds all right. We'll set up an interview. Right? So we are doing it for you and also to the point where we have our own business where we know that we need staff.
I think that the is as well is with a lot of students that have tried to do Australian qualifications overseas, they've been told, oh, and yes, you can come over here, there's plenty of work over here, but you have to do it yourself. Now, I went to one of the aged care facilities one day, and they were not answering their phone. I had to go and jump in the car and drive and go to the facility. And I said, why aren't you answering your phone? She said, because we had 800 calls in one day from international students wanting to come over here and looking for positions. She was very thankful that I was there talking to her face to face, and I can provide her with everything that she needed for the students that she wanted. For an individual to do that by themselves, if you were calling from Nepal, and also time difference and so forth, they're not really going to pick up the phone to you. So rest assured you will have our full support, and we will be able to assist you every step of the way.
And it will know when we started this program, in India, we were very confident that this is going to be one of its kind. But same, just like you students, everyone else here had the same, questions. Their parents had the questions. Will the visa come? We were very confident that as long as your documents are genuine, there are no false documentation provided. Whether it's your IELTS certificate, whether it's your school, college, whatever certificates, if they are not tampered, if they are genuine, that's number one. Number two, you have completed the entire course, you have gone through the modules, you have done your 120 work placements, and then we give you the sponsor. If all these procedures are followed, and we have, testimony to the fact that 100% success on visa is what we have from India. And this is when, after we saw that, we launched this in Nepal, and this is just not aged care. We are also doing another program that's a need of the hour, and it's just picking up absolutely awesome, which is the chef and the cookery program. We have started the same program in India, same program in Bangladesh, and same program in Malaysia. So these are two, the chefs and cooks and aged care are two of the required positions in Australia right now under 482. So we know, we don't say it's going to be a visa success, but we know that as long as you follow our guidelines and we have done our work to get the best employers for you, just not train you, but also help you to actually be placed in those actual work atmosphere. So we are doing that for you, and we're very confident that Nepal will have good visa success as well. Right, Manisha?
Yeah. As clear as we can. With this clear on a quick way. Do we have anyone else?
Can I speak on the mic?
Yeah, you can go on. Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi there. Finally, you raised a question to explain.
Yes.
Okay. So, since I'm not from the nursing background, however, I do have the relevant experience from the UK. So, I had already worked for 1 year in care home there. So, basically, I went there in the UK in a seasonal visa for 6 months only. But I did asylum there, and I have overstayed for 1.5 years more, and then I have worked in a care home there. So my question will be like, will the asylum will affect to come over there in Australia or not?
No, that shouldn't affect it at all. And quite frankly, because you've got that experience and then you've got the 12 months with us doing the course, that's all you need. That'd be no problem. I was actually going to say yes, it would affect things because it's actually going to really be a fantastic thing for your application. Yeah. So it will affect things. And also in a positive way. Yeah, make sure you definitely have that on your resume because having global experience is definitely going to be a bonus for you. Yeah.
And also, Manisha, if you remember, when you sent his application to us, we did follow up with our migration lawyer. I think he and his wife both were in the UK. The wife did not want to apply and he wanted to apply. Yeah, I remember the case. We spoke to our migration lawyer and he said, as long as the documentation is genuine, okay? As long as you finish the program, as long as your intent to come to Australia is good enough and you have a sponsor, we see no problem.
Okay, thank you. And one more query. So I'm the main applicant, and will my wife will able to work with your company, or she needs to find another one?
Say if your wife has to come, she can come on a dependent visa later on. But if she has to, if you want, she gets a placement from us, she has to join the program.
Yeah, because she also has this from their home, like I have.
Then she has to join the program. Then, you need to talk to Manisha. Manisha will have to send me her application form, and both of you do the program, and then both of you can get placed. Otherwise, it's only you who will get placed, not her. Yeah, thank you.
If you guys have any specific situation that you want to get cleared up, forward and after. Right? Sorry. Okay. Anyone else? About the age, they have cleared. About the visa, they have cleared. What else? If you have anything, you are free to ask them. Anyone else wants to ask them about the problem that the gap years will bring? Is there anyone? No? Okay. What else?
Gap year should not be a problem.
Student visa, so there's no issue with it.
It's not a student visa, it's a 482, so gap year should not be a problem.
Okay. One of the applicants is asking if they can bring their spouse along and also the children.
Yes, yes, under 482, they can. And what we organise, well, it depends on the accommodation when you get here. So what we organise for our graduates when they come over is we organise homestay for them for the first 4 to 6 weeks. They pay about 300 to 350 a week for that. So if you were bringing your family, you might not be able to do homestay.
What we suggested earlier is the same suggestion that we would want to give them as well, Christine, what we told Indian students. And that has been accepted by them very well, because if you are married, if you have a child, you have a wife or husband back there, and you want to bring them on a spouse visa, what we suggest and what we advise, and it is most recommended in terms of visa perspective, is you come along first to Australia, settle down, and then bring your husband and children or your wife and child. That's more effective.
Although Tiger, there's been word from some migration lawyers that are saying that having somebody to come over shows that you're going to stay as well and not just.
Yeah, you can.
So,
completely up to the student.
It depends on the time when we go to apply for the visa. The migration lawyer will tell you which is the best way. But
absolutely, yeah.
You can bring your spouse and family. It will be more expensive for Department of Home Affairs fees, and you probably have to find some accommodation. But if you come by yourself, then it is easy. We can put you into homestay. You get to know the area really well where you're working, and then you make friends, or then you can decide to look for a more permanent unit or apartment or a house that you've got a family coming over to live in.
But yes, bottom line is you can bring your spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time,
Although, can I say, I've got one.
It's all because of the network. One, when I but they have to fulfill the criteria, होइन कोर्स दिनु पर्यो त्यहीँबाट आरटिओको सर्टिफाइड हुनु पर्यो अनि गर्छ सो त्यसमा चाहिँ क्लियर पर्मिसन एउटा चाहिँ डाइरेक्टली कन्भर्ट गर्नु होइन भिजा हो नि त मान्छे प्रायः पिआर भन्छ स्टुडेन्ट भिजा भन्छ होइन अर्को कुरा भनेको स्पोन्सर नपायो स्पोन्सरले चाहिँ यस्तो मात्रै मान्छे हायर गर्नु खोज्छ जो चाहिँ अलरेडी उनीहरूको जुन मान्छे छ उनीहरूले पढाएको त्यही भएर चाहिँ प्रायोरिटाइज तर इफ दे क्यान लिङ्क होइन अब नेपालबाट कति तपाईँहरूले देख्नु नै भएको छ नि त आफै स्पोन्सर गर्नु सब नेटवर्किङ नेटवर्क राम्रो गर्नु सक्दा विदेशमा चाहिँ के भइरहेछ भन्दा मान्छे धेरै जस्तो डिपेन्डेन्ट के एजेन्टमा छ है एजेन्टले चाहिँ के गरिरहेको छ इम्प्लोयर पाइरहेको छैन अघि मैले भन्यो नि होइन एजेन्टले इम्प्लोयर पाइरहेको छैन तर एजेन्टले स्टुडेन्ट चाहिँ लिइरहेको छ फेरि जब तँलाई जब लगाइदिन्छु भन्दै एप्लिकेसन चाहिँ लिइरहेको छ नि त बट दे डोन्ट ह्याभ इम्प्लोयर इन द ह्यान्ड नेटवर्किङ भएन त्यही भएर अब उनीहरूसँग चाहिँ छ प्लस इम्प्लोयर्सहरू उनीहरू आफ्नो पनि एउटा इम्प्लोयर भयो त्यही भएर तपाईँहरूलाई चाहिँ यो कोर्स परिस्थिति जाने चाहिँ हो वर्किङ any query? Employer of you are willing to work additional years, then you can continue on that. If not, if you want to return to Asia, if you want to apply for 160, then you can do that. Additionals, anyone else? I would like to ask Hussein about that one. An applicant here is asking if they want to have BLS certificate from here before they move. BLS, basic life support.
Could you say that again?
Do they need to have a BLS certificate before they move and were there after the course completion, or do they not need that? BLS certificate.
Oh, you the aged care certificate, the one that they're delivering.
No.
Yes, for. Sorry, every time.
I think it's because of the internet.
Yeah, cutting out each time.
Can you hear me now?
We still didn't get that one word that is something certificate.
Basic life support.
No. Oh, you mean the first aid certificate? Yes. You don't have that. No, you don't need that. What actually, obviously the certificate 3, usually once the student has completed the certificate 3, they will get a letter of completion, but they will obviously also be awarded the certificate as well. When the student reports also come out here as well, we do have first aid certificates and so forth that we do here on campus, but we also do a bit of a support course just for the day to really give the students a bit of confidence that when they go into the workplace on day 1, They know exactly what they're doing. And we want them from day one when they go in for employment. We want from day one for the employer to turn around and say, wow, this person knows what they're doing. Fantastic. It's really important to have that practical component. It's like, I suppose, someone learning to drive a car online. It's not possible. So that practical experience is very, very important, whether it be first aid, whether it be heavy lifting, we would really, yes, we actually bring the students to campus to give them a preparation for employment, if you like. So certainly that is not a problem. Oh, we cut out again.
No. Thinking.
Some people may have, once we've finished the session today, they might say, oh, I wish I had asked this question, or I wasn't sure about this question. So if there are any questions, please, please send them through to us, and we're more than happy to help you with those.
Will we get for both of us, or that accommodation will be only for me or for both of us? Yeah, I get that. But we will get that accommodation for 46 weeks or 46 weeks.
Can you please clear once again about the situation? Will it be given for 46 weeks?
Oh, so what we do is we offer to organise what they call homestay accommodation, which means there's families here that have a spare bedroom. And so we go through the Australian Homestay Network, and they organise for people, and students go there as well, to stay with that family for anything up to 4 to 6 weeks. But if they want to stay longer, they can. The homestay organisation charges $300 to $350 a week. And so that's why there's a lot of families that love having students stay with them, or workers like yourself, because it's tax-free for them and it's helping with their daily living. So don't believe everything you hear in the media. They really love having the international people here in Australia.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful for people from other countries when they're over here to live with a local Australian, especially when you first arrive. So you get to familiarise yourself with your neighbourhood, different types of food to taste, the Aussie accent. I hope that everybody is clear with our Australian accent today. G'day, mate. So yeah, it actually as the student and concentrate on their fear rather than trying to find some accommodation.
Applicant here wants to know why the accommodation part is not mentioned in the is it or is it a separate?
It's not in there. It's just something extra we do. We don't charge the student for organising it. They just pay the accommodation.
I mean, if the student wants to organise it themselves, they're absolutely more than welcome to do that. But we would like to help in every way we can. So we do offer that service if the student wants to take it. If they don't, they're quite welcome to find their own.
Yeah. It's only upon request.
Yeah. Okay, the next question I think will be suitable for person is one of the applicant wants to ask if unfortunately a student fails to get or secure the employment in the first cohort, will they be will they be able to do it in the second cohort?
It is not cohort wise. It is not pass or fail. We do not leave a student immediately. So we will make sure that you get placed. So if you don't if you don't clear, it's unlikely you will not clear, because this is where Susan, Darna, and mine comes in, where they will prepare your resume, they will go over your interviews again and again, they'll do your mock drills, and only when you are prepared, you are ready, is when we do your live recorded interview and send that interview to our employers, not just one, about 5, 6 of them. So whoever sends an inquiry and an interest, we give it. So there's nothing called pass or fail and 1 attempt or 2 attempts. We will make sure we place you. Don't worry about that. It's our responsibility.
Is it all? We have given time. I'll be talking about this. Anyone else? Any additional question you have for the team? This is the first time you will be. Excuse me. This is the first time you will be meeting them virtually. Soon, when the course starts, they will be here physically, okay, to orient you about everything on the first day, and then they will be coming over here in 2 to 3 months time to verify the quality of the education and the practicals as well. So if you have any query, additional query, you can ask us, especially me. I can communicate with them at any time. Okay. So is that all? Is that all? Are you all satisfied? Yes. Okay. Thank you, team. I think all the applicants and one who have come for the first time are all secured. And there is less skepticism now. Thank you for your time and effort. I'll be connecting with you for a while. I'll get back to you again.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you in tomorrow.
You see, have to give repeated interviews. एकैछिन बस्नुमा सबैभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ सबै कुरा भइसक्यो है क्लियर छ नयाँ आउने हुने रेजिस्टर भइसकेको अपरेटर आइसकेको है नाउ आई वान्ट टु टक अबाउट समथिङ मोर इम्पोर्टेन्ट देन द्याट अब क्वेरीहरु तपाईले हामीलाई सोधिन सक्नुहुन्छ आई विल बी कनेक्टिङ टु यु अन व्हाट्सएप है each one of you सबै क्वेरीहरु क्लियर भयो भने आई वान्ट टु नो हाउ मेनी have already registered and how many of you are new registered what is registered registered तपाईहरु नयाँ हो क्वेरी क्लियर भयो नयाँहरुले चाहिँ स्टार्ट गर्न न अर्को कुरा चाहिँ I want to talk about whatever the payment है पेमेन्टको कुरा चाहिँ नि त 22,000 अस्ट्रेलियन 22,500 अस्ट्रेलियन डलरमा हामीले राख्ने कति पनि होइन सबैभन्दा पहिला चाहिँ सुन्नु तपाईँहरूले we are just creating a pipeline so that जति पनि यहाँनिर हाम्रो अस्ट्रेलिया जान चाहने मान्छेहरू हुन्छ उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ एउटा के होस् त सेक्युर वे होस् भनेर चाहिँ हामीले यो चाहिँ के गर्छौँ उनीहरूले भन्यो नि हामीले चाहिँ उनीहरूलाई के गरेको एप्रोच गरेको कि अस्ट्रेटको थ्रु यतिकै मान्छेहरूबाट चिनेर होइन अस्ट्रेट भनेको चाहिँ एउटा अस्ट्रेलियन अर्गनाइजेसन हो त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ कुनै पनि सर्भिस अस्ट्रेलियाबाट भित्र अथवा अस्ट्रेलिया जाँदैछ भने वी हेभ टु गो थ्रु द्याट इज द गभर्मेन्ट बडी है अस्ट्रेट तपाईँहरूले त्यसलाई चाहिँ हेर्नु सक्नुहुन्छ इन्टरनेटमा त्यो भयो त्यसले गर्दाखेरि के भयो त लेजिटिमेसी देख्यो नि त होइन अब अर्को कुरा चाहिँ म के गर्नु चाहन्छु त्यो 22,500 अस्ट्रेलियन डलर यु डोन्ट निड टु पे एकैचोटि सबैभन्दा पहिला एडमिसनमा चाहिँ 6,200 तपाईँहरूले पे गर्नुपर्छ है अस्तिदेखि भाउचर उनीहरूले हामीलाई पठाइरहेको थियो कतिजनालाई हामीले वाट्सएपको थ्रु पठाइ त सकिँदैन भाउचर त्यो भाउचर पे गर्ने डेट चाहिँ अक्टोबर 7 सम्म हो अक्टोबर 7 we highly काउन्सिलिङ आउँदा पनि हामीले भन्थ्यौँ र अहिले पनि भन्छौँ इफ यु हेभ एनी वान ओभर अस्ट्रेलिया प्लिज पे द्याट फुड ठिक छ किन भन्दाखेरि जिएसटी फ्री हो नि त ट्याक्स लाग्दैन भ्याट लाग्दैन तपाईँहरूले एक्स्ट्रा कुनै पनि लाग्दैन नि त होइन त्यही भएर तर इफ कोही तपाईँहरूको आफन्त मान्छेले स्टुडेन्ट भिजामा हुनुहुन्छ भने अनफर्चुनेटली दे विल नट बी एलिजिबल टु पे फ्रम देयर किनभने स्टुडेन्ट भिजाको लागि 6,200 इज द युज अमाउन्ट उनीहरूको लागि त्यो इलिगल हो है त्यही भएर स्टुडेन्ट भिजामा हुनुभएको साथी आफन्तहरू हुन्छ भने चाहिँ डोन्ट फोर्स देम उनीहरूलाई पे गर्नु नलगाउनु तर आफ्नो मान्छे सेप्टेम्बर 10 तपाईँको नयाँ आउँछ हो सेप्टेम्बर 10 होइन अक्टोबर 10 के अक्टोबर 10 सुन्नु है सुन्नु तपाईँहरूलाई म फेरि क्लियर गर्छु तपाईँहरूको भाउचर माग्ने छ सर्टेन टाइम है अनि त्योभन्दा धेरै एक्सटेन्ड भयो भने $250 चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले तिर्नुपर्छ तर अनफर्चुनेटली नेपालबाट जाने वे एकदम कडा भएको कारणले र यो अस्तिको जेएनजीको मुभमेन्टको कारणले गर्दा उनीहरूले हामीलाई टाइम एक्सटेन्ड गर्दैछ कि यु डोन्ट निड टु पे एक्स्ट्रा तर अक्टोबर 7 सम्म तपाईँहरू सबैजनाले के गर्नु पर्यो पे गर्नु पर्यो अनि नाउ आई वान्ट टु इन्ट्रोड्युस यु टु स्मृति म्याम यु विल बी द वान गाइडिङ यु ओभर हियर उहाँ चाहिँ अलरेडी ट्रेन्ड हो गेसबाट नै हामीले ट्रेन गर्नु पाउँदैन कि ठिक छ तपाईँहरू 3 दिन चाहिँ अनलाइन पढ्नुहुन्छ नि उताको ट्रेनरबाट पढ्नुहुन्छ 2 दिन चाहिँ उहाँले तपाईँलाई के गर्नुहुन्छ अब पैसा कुरा आउँदा चाहिँ हामीले दुईटा बाटो बनाएको छौँ त्यो बाटोबाट तपाईँले पे गर्ने एउटा अस्ट्रेलियाबाटै पे गर्ने इजी बेस्ट सस्तो होइन अस्ट्रेलिया मान्छे छैन तर म यो के गर्छु त यो अपर्च्युनिटी मिस गर्न चाहन्न म नेपालबाट पे गर्छु भन्नुहुन्छ भने चाहिँ यु निड टु गो थ्रु अस ठिक छ रिसिप्ट उतैबाट आउने हो हामीले तपाईँलाई त्यही रिसिप्ट दिने हो हामीले बनाएर दिनु ठुलो कुरा केही पनि छैन होइन भ्याट हो भने चाहिँ हामीले तपाईँहरूबाट दिनुपर्छ त्यसको बिल चाहिँ हामीले दिन्छौँ किनभने भ्याट त हामीले नेपाल गभर्मेन्टलाई बुझाउने नि त कम्पनी अस्ट्रेलियाले त बुझाउने होइन हजुर 13% प्लस 5% प्लस 3% हुनसक्छ ठिक छ 13% रेगुलर भ्याट भइहाल्छ बिजनेस भ्याट 3% तपाईँहरूले एजुकेसन सर्भिस लिनुहुँदैछ त्यसको भ्याट र 5% चाहिँ इन्कमको भ्याट 5% चाहिँ नपर्नु पनि सक्छ त्यो चाहिँ विचार गर्नुपर्छ होइन सो तपाईँहरूले चाहिँ अक्टोबर 7 सम्म भनेको दसैँको पछिल्लो विक हो कि त्यतिखेरसम्म चाहिँ के गर्नुपर्छ पे गर्नुपर्छ ठिक छ क्लियर भयो तपाईँहरूलाई फेरि हामी फलोअप चाहिँ गर्छौँ अरू एडिसनल दसैँ तिहार राम्रोसँग मनाउनु होला नाउ अब म चाहिँ तपाईँहरूको ट्रेनर विशेष भएकोले तिर्नु पायो पिआर भएकोले तिर्नु पायो मल्टिपल फ्यामिली मेम्बर छ भने सबैले तिर्नु पायो स्टुडेन्ट पायो तपाईँहरूले उता बसेको स्टुडेन्टलाई चाहिँ मटाङ पार्नु पर्ने क्या मेन कुरा हामीलाई त थाहा हुँदैन नि त के छ बुझ भनेको कुरा स्टुडेन्टलाई तिर्नु लगाउँदा आफ्नो छ भनेर भरे फेरि स्टुडेन्ट नै फस्यो भने त कुनै रिपोर्ट हुन्छ है त्यही भएर स्टुडेन्ट भिजा भएको मान्छेलाई चाहिँ म तिर्नु नलगाउनु भनेको मेरो चाहिँ सजेसन अनि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ म के भन्न चाहन्छु भन्दाखेरि तपाईँहरूले हामीलाई फुल्ली ट्रस्ट गर्नु पर्छ अब अहिलेसम्म कति स्टेप है स्पेक्टिसिजम थियो त्यो मलाई थाहा छैन है अब चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले गर्नुपर्छ किन भन्दा हामीले नै तपाईँहरूको चाहिँ मेसेज चाहिँ के गर्ने उनीहरूलाई फलो गर्छ अर्को कुरा तपाईँहरूको त्यो इन्भोइसमा हेर्नु भएकोलाई जस्तो आयो यु क्यान पे भाया क्यास यु क्यान मोबाइल ट्रान्सफर देम or you can pay via credit card. ठीक छ हजुर क्रेडिट कार्ड पे अहिले गर्नु मिल्दैन अक्टोबर 7 सम्म हाम्रो टाइम आएको नि त हामीलाई पनि चाहियो नि त टाइम हैन र अब चाहिँ तपाईहरुको क्रेडिट कार्डको कुरा गर्छु है इफ यु आर विलिङ टु पे फ्रम क्रेडिट कार्ड इन्डिभिजुअली आएर मलाई भेट्नु पर्यो ठिक छ जस्तो अनिता म्यामको क्रेडिट कार्डबाट पे गर्न लागेको हो उहाँले मलाई भनिसक्नु भएको छ मैले उता मेसेज त्यो चाहिँ किन भन्दा उनीहरूको क्रेडिट मात्रै होल्ड गर्ने टिम चाहिँ बेग्लै रहेछ क्या ठिक छ जसले चाहिँ क्रेडिटको मात्रै क्यालकुलेसन त्यही भएर दे वान्ट टु नो स्पेसिफिक कसले चाहिँ क्रेडिट कार्डबाट पे गर्दैछ भनेर ठिक छ एडिसनल केही ल म चाहिँ अब तपाईँहरूलाई अल द बेस्ट भन्न चाहन्छु ह्याप्पी दसैँ अर्को कुरा चाहिँ अब तपाईँहरूलाई आई वान्ट टु प्यारेन्ट्स एग्रिमेन्ट अब हेर्नु है प्यारेन्ट्स एग्रिमेन्ट चाहिँ अस्ट्रेलियामा गराउँदैन फ्रेङ्कली क्लियरली भन्नुपर्दा मैले काउन्सिलरमा भन्छु तपाईँहरूलाई बिकज उनीहरू वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड हो वेस्टर्न वर्ल्डमा 18 प्लस सबैजना एडल्ट सबैले आफ्नो काम गर्छ है तर हामी चाहिँ नेपालीमा चाहिँ के हुन्छौँ कतिजना वी गेट म्यारिड वी आर डिपेन्डेन्ट अन आवर प्यारेन्ट्स है त्यही भएर 22,500 when transferred to नेपाली रुपिस इट इज अ ह्युज अमाउन्ट त्यही भएर हामी चाहिँ आफ्नो तर्फबाट क्लियर हुन्छ हामीहरूको लागि र प्यारेन्ट्सलाई पनि मर्का नपरोस् भनेर चाहिँ प्यारेन्ट्स एग्रिमेन्ट हामीले बनाएको हामीले उनीहरूलाई रिक्वेस्ट गरेको हो कि प्लिज प्यारेन्ट्स एग्रिमेन्टमा चाहिँ साइन गर्नुपर्छ नेपालमा चाहिँ कन्टेक्स्ट त्यस्तो छ भने तपाईँलाई हामीले 20 लाख रुपियाँ भनौँ दाले तपाईँले गएर 25 लाख रुपियाँ माग्नु पछि गएर अनि आमा बाउले हामीले भन्यो नि त वी डोन्ट वान्ट द्याट है हामी मेस फ्री बस्न चाहन्छौँ केवल फ्री बस्न चाहन्छौँ त्यही भएर प्यारेन्ट्स एग्रिमेन्ट बनाएको प्यारेन्ट्समा चाहिँ इलिजिबिलिटी चाहिँ कस्तो छ आफ्नो प्यारेन्ट्सको दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनी जो विदेशमा हुनुहुन्छ अथवा यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ हस्बेन्ड वाइफ छ भने हस्बेन्ड वाइफ है इलिजिबल छ अनि त्यो साइन चाहिँ प्यारेन्ट्सले नै गर्नु पर्यो बरु तपाईँहरूको साइन चाहिँ एग्रिमेन्टमा गर्नु तपाईँहरूलाई अप्ठ्यारो लाग्छ अथवा गाह्रो भयो भने विकेन्ड तपाईँहरूको डिजिटल सिग्नेचर लिएर विकेन्ड पुट अन द्याट अफर लेटर तर तपाईँहरूको पर्मिसन लिएर तर प्यारेन्ट्सको चाहिँ हामी त्यस्तो गर्दैनौँ प्यारेन्ट्सको चाहिँ प्यारेन्ट्सले नै साइन गर्नुपर्छ त प्यारेन्ट्सलाई थाहा हुनु पऱ्यो नि तपाईँहरूले कहाँ पैसा इन्भेस्ट गर्नुहुँदैछ कहाँ के भइरहेको छ कति पैसा रहेछ भन्ने कुरा 20 लाख रुपियाँ भनेर भोलि पर्सि हामीलाई यहाँ घर चलाउन आउनु भने है त्यही भएर फर सेफ साइड हामीले प्यारेन्ट्स एग्रिमेन्ट बनाएको छ अरू केही अनि सबै लेटरको कपी तपाईँहरूसँग हुनैपर्छ है अफर लेटर जब कमिटमेन्ट लेटर प्यारेन्ट्सको के एग्रिमेन्टको कपी चाहिँ आफूसँग राख्नैपर्छ डिजिटल होस् अथवा पेपरमै होस् ठिक छ अरू केही ल अब चाहिँ आई वान्ट टु ह्यान्ड ओभर दिस माइक टु आवर स्मृति म्याम सी इज द वान गाइडिङ यु सो उहाँसँग चाहिँ तपाईँले राम्रो रिलेसनसिप बिल्ड गर्नु पर्यो तपाईँहरूलाई जे चाहिँ क्वेरी छ उहाँलाई टाकु देखाउने हो रिलेटेड टु स्टडी है स्टडीसँग रिलेटेड कुरामा अब गेस्टसँग बुझ्नु पर्ने छ भने चाहिँ यु क्यान गो थ्रु डाइरेक्टली हामी काउन्सिलिङ रुममै हुन्छौँ त्यहाँ आएर डाइरेक्टली तपाईँले क्वेरी चाहिँ भन्दा ठिक छ
सो फर्स्ट अफ अल त म थ्याङ्क यू नै भन्न चाहन्छु है तपाईँहरूले आफ्नो थ्रु रिसर्चबाट कता कताबाट होइन सिटिएस केयरसँग आबद्ध हुनुभएको छ त्यसको लागि धेरै धेरै थ्याङ्क यू सो एउटा ट्रस्ट बिल्डअप गरिदिनु भएको छ त्यसको लागि पनि धेरै थ्याङ्क यू है अब पुरानो जतिजना हुनुहुन्छ जसको रजिस्ट्रेसन भइसकेको छ अलरेडी उहाँहरूलाई त डिस एजुकेसनको बारेमा थाहा नै छ होइन अलरेडी लगभग थाहा नै छ त नयाँ कतिजना हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँहरूले थाहा छ काउन्सिलिङ गरिसक्नु भएको छ छैन है सो अब So this education जुन भन्नाले चाहिँ तपाईले if you are interested you have to give us almost for 12 months टाइम तपाईसँग हुनुपर्छ है त्यो एउटा एजुकेसन प्लेटफर्म हो जसमा चाहिँ तपाईको सर्टिफिकेट 3 that is individual support aging and disability that is one program हैन जुन GeSS एजुकेसनले रन गरिरहेको हो त्यो प्रोग्राममा चाहिँ तपाईले एज अ केयर गिभर भएर अस्ट्रेलियामा पोएट टु भिसाबाट वर्किङ भिसामा जान पाउनुहुन्छ सो त्यो पोइन्ट टु भिजालाई चाहिँ स्पेशली चाहिँ टीएसएस भनिन्छ हैन ट्रेनिङ स्किल भिसा भनेर हो यो भिजामा चाहिँ युजुअली जो ठाउँमा चाहिँ स्टाफहरुको स्टाफ के छ त्यो ठाउँमा चाहिँ एज अ स्किल डेभलपमेन्ट गराएर म्यान पावरहरुलाई चाहिँ पठाउने दैट इज वर भिजा है सो त्यो भिजाको थ्रुबाट हजुरहरु चाहिँ अस्ट्रेलियामा वर्किङ भिसामा जान पाउनुहुन्छ नट ओन्ली स्टुडेन्ट भिसा सो त्यसमा चाहिँ तपाईको लगभग टाइम ड्युरेसन भनेको 12 मन्थ हो तर कोर्स मात्र पढ्नको लागि चाहिँ 9 मन्थ ड्युरेसन लाग्छ है 9 मन्थको टाइममा 70% कोर्स सकिसकेपछि तपाईहरुको 120 आवरको प्र्याक्टिकल हुन्छ त्यसपछि 3 महिना टाइम तपाईहरुसँग बाँकी हुन्छ जसमा डकुमेन्टेसन इन्टरभ्यु प्रिपरेसन हैन त्यसपछि भिजा लजमेन्ट अनि बल्ल तपाई चाहिँ अस्ट्रेलिया एज अ वर्किङमा जान पाउनुहुन्छ So total costingमा भन्नुपर्दाखेरि as a whole $22,500 Australian dollar हैन with VAT चाहिँ तपाईले पे गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. If तपाईहरुको अस्ट्रेलियामा नै मान्छे हुनुहुन्छ भने डाइरेक्टली उता गेस एजुकेसनमै गएर पे गर्दाखेरि हुन्छ हैन. तर नेपालबाट पे गर्दाखेरि अघि भने जस्तै भ्याट लाग्न सक्छ. सो त्यही अनुसारले इच एन्ड एभ्री ट्रान्ज्याक्सनमा तपाईहरुले आफैले भ्याट पे गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. सो के अरु क्वेरीजहरु छ तपाईहरुलाई गेस एजुकेसनमै जानुपर्छ कि अनलाइन गर्दा पनि हुन्छ.
रिसिट आउँछ रिसिट चाहिँ तपाईहरुले हामीलाई पनि दिनुपर्छ है किनभने थाहा हुनु पर्यो कुकुरले पे गर्छ.
गेस एजुकेसनमा चाहिँ तपाईले पे गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. मेरो धारणा चाहिँ त्यो हो. गेस एजुकेसनमा चाहिँ तपाईले पे गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. यदि अलरेडी कोही मान्छे हजुर सबै नै दिएको छ हैन. अब सुरुमा जाने भनेको रजिस्ट्रेसन प्रोसेसबाट जाने हो. इफ अब तपाईको त्यसमा डकुमेन्टेसन अनि त्यसपछि रजिस्ट्रेसन सबै कुराहरु भेरिफिकेसनको लागि हामी पठाउँछौं. इफ यु आर एलिजिबल तपाई छानिनु भयो भने चाहिँ उहाँबाट नोटिस आयो भने तपाईहरुलाई विदिन 10 डेजमा अफर लेटर जब एप्लिकेसन आउँछ. यदि तपाईहरु छानिनु भएन भने तपाईहरु आउँदैन. त्यसो फर्दर प्रोसेसमा जानु नै परेन. तर अफर लेटर जब एप्लिकेसन लेटर आएको छ भने केही दिनमा तपाईहरुको इन्भोइस लेटर आउँछ. त्यसपछि हामीले टाइम ड्युरेसन मागेको छौं उहाँहरुसँग 7 अक्टोबरसम्म तपाईहरुले पे गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. सो फर्स्टको एडमिसन भनेको $6,200 Australian dollar है. बुझ्नुभयो सबजनालाई. सो इन गर्दा हुन्छ. अघि भन्नुभयो नि है तपाईलाई गाइड गर्ने इन्डियाको एउटा टिम हुनुहुन्छ. उहाँहरुले तपाईलाई सीवी देखि लिएर सबै कुराहरु गाइड गरिदिनुहुन्छ हैन. कसरी गर्ने इन्टरभ्युमा कसरी रेडी हुने आफू कसरी इन्टरभ्यु आफूले गर्ने हैन. त्यसपछि चाहिँ सीवी कस्तो खालको बनाउने रेज्युमे सबै कुरामा गाइड गर्नुहुन्छ. नट टु वरी उहाँहरुले पनि भनिसक्नुभयो. सो म पनि भन्छु. सो यसमा चाहिँ कोर्स युनिटहरु चाहिँ कस्तो कस्तो छ त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ सुरुमा चाहिँ हाम्रो 31 एउटा कोड छ हैन. कोड अन्तर्गत फर्स्टमा प्रोभाइड इन्डिभिजुअलाइज सपोर्ट सबैलाई यो चाहिँ कोर्स कन्टेन्टहरु तपाईलाई थाहा छैन होला कस्तो कस्तो छ भनेर हैन. फर्स्टमा चाहिँ इन्डिभिजुअलाइज सपोर्ट कसरी प्रोभाइड गर्ने भन्ने कुरा. अर्को भनेको चाहिँ फ्यासिलिटेट द इम्पावरमेन्ट अफ पिपल रिसिभिङ सपोर्ट. सो सपोर्ट जति पनि लिइरहनु भएको छ उहाँहरुलाई कसरी इम्पावरमेन्ट फ्यासिलिटेट गर्ने. त्यसपछि अर्को छ सपोर्ट इन्डिपेन्डेन्स एन्ड वेलबिङ भनेर छ. त्यससँगसँगै कम्युनिकेट एन्ड वर्क इन हेल्थ अर कम्युनिटी सर्भिसेस. सो कसरी गर्न सकिन्छ त्यो रिलेटेड कोर्स हुन्छ. त्यसपछि वर्क विथ डाइभर्स पिपल. त्यसपछि वर्क लिगली एन्ड इथिकली अनि एप्लाई बेसिक प्रिन्सिपल एन्ड प्र्याक्टिसेस अफ इन्फेक्सन प्रिभेन्सन एन्ड कन्ट्रोल. सो अर्को भन्नुपर्दाखेरि रेकग्नाइज हेल्दी बडी सिस्टम. सो बडी सिस्टम सबै तपाईहरुले यसको चाहिँ एनाटोमी फिजियोलोजीहरु पढ्नुहुन्छ. त्यसपछि फलो स्टेक होल्ड प्र्याक्टिसेस फर डाइरेक्ट क्लाइन्ट केयर.
तपाईहरुलाई क्लियर भयो कुरा.
मैले एउटा क्वेशन सोध्दै थिएँ.
हजुर भन्नु न.
3 दिनको हुन्छ नि त अग्रिमेन्ट हैन. मैले अघि सोध्दै थिएँ कि एउटा केसले 3 दिनको अग्रिमेन्ट बारे भन्दा अर्को अब ठाउँमा काम गर्नलाई के गर्नु मिल्छ कि कस्तो हुन्छ. किनकि हामी त फ्लोइड भिजामा हुन्छ नि त बाहिर काम
त्यो चाहिँ तपाईहरुलाई उनीहरुले चाहिँ यो चाहिँ एन्सर दिन सक्दैन बिकज इम्प्लोयरले तपाईलाई एलाउ गर्छ तपाई गर्नुहुन्छ. इम्प्लोयरले एलाउ गर्दैन किनभने एउटा इम्प्लोयर भएन नि. जस्ट 30 जना छ कोही चाहिँ ब्रिस्बेन कोही भिक्टोरिया गयो भने इम्प्लोयरले के राखेको छ कन्ट्र्याक्टमा. त्यही भएर तपाईहरु चाहिँ before signing the contract with the employer, I highly suggest you to read the contract properly.
Either 48 hours or something. उनीहरुले 48 hours भन्दा बेसी दियो भने त फाइन ठीक छ. 48 hours भनेर त 2 days मात्र भन्नु नि त. लाइक 4 days त हामी यतिको बस्नु पर्ने हुन्छ नि त.
That depends on you and them, okay?
अनि इम्प्लोयरले चाहिँ म 48 hours मात्रै दिन्छु क्या. डक्टर फाइन पनि पाउँदैन भनेर भन्नु पर्छ.
पाउँछ पाउँछ. त्यो चाहिँ तपाईहरुले इमिग्रेसन जब तपाईहरुले पढिसक्नुहुन्छ नि अनि त्यतिखेर चाहिँ तपाईहरु इमिग्रेसन लयरसँग चाहिँ के हुन्छ भेट हुन्छ है. इमिग्रेसन लयरसँग चाहिँ कुरा गर्नु हैन. इमिग्रेसन लयर त्यही भएर उनीहरुले चाहिँ आफ्नै राख्नु खोजेको चाहिँ त्यो कारणले. सो द्याट तपाईहरु जानुभन्दा अगाडि सबै कुरा के हुन्छ क्लियर हुन्छ. हामीले चाहिँ के प्रपोज गरेको भन्दा इमिग्रेसन लयर हामी राख्ने भनेर प्रपोज गरेको थियो पहिला. किन भन्दाखेरि क्ल्यारिटी भयो नि त हाम्रो साइडबाट तपाईहरुलाई सोध्नलाई. तर उनीहरुले के सजेस्ट गर्यो भन्दा it will be more clearer to them if we keep the immigration lawyer from their side. त्यही भएर चाहिँ इमिग्रेसन लयर यो सबै कुरा तपाईले इमिग्रेसन लयरसँग गर्नुहुन्छ. जस्तो तपाई कुन सिटीमा जान चाहनुहुन्छ है अनि कति आवर काम गर्दा बेटर हुन्छ इम्प्लोयरले के भन्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ इमिग्रेसन लयरसँग गर्ने हो नि. अरु के क्वेरी त्यो चाहिँ तपाईले पढिसक्नुहुन्छ कोर्स त्यसपछि यु जम्प टु इमिग्रेसन लयर. नेक्स्ट पेज
3 महिनाको टाइम ड्युरेसन जुन हुन्छ नि तपाईँलाई
अरू केही होइन ओके होप टु सी यु अन नोभेम्बर 3rd है नोभेम्बर 3rd मा तपाईँहरूसँग भेटघाट गर्न लागि अहिले जतिजना टिम देख्नु तपाईँहरू उहाँहरू सबैजना आउने हो ठिक छ नोभेम्बर 1 मा उहाँहरू आइपुग्नुहुन्छ नोभेम्बर 3 मा तपाईँहरू उहाँहरू कविता म्याम ठिक छ अरूलाई केही आमालाई केही ठिक छ अब अलरेडी रजिस्टर्ड एप्लिकेन्ट्सहरू जाँदा हुन्छ नयाँ सेक्सन बस्नु है हामी तपाईँहरूलाई अब केही
बेसिक अहिले बाहिर
Thank you. Bye.
Which one will be carrying? Which one will be
तपाईँहरू चाहिँ नयाँ है सबैजना हजुरहरूलाई सबैजना एप्लिकेसन